What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. I know you guys liked the panel show from a couple of weeks ago, so I had to bring it back. I do have two guests that are going to be live with me as well, but let's go ahead and play the intro, and then we'll get right into it, you guys, when I can find the intro. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for coming. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, but also subscribe to my two guests that are coming up as well too. First, let me go ahead and introduce my first guest. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Thank you
And
for
now,
having me.
of course, and now we have the beautiful Couture Bay. What's up, Couture Bay? How you doing?
Thank you for having me. Hey, Naughty.
Hey, girl.
Yes.
we
So I
we
wanted to
ready.
go ahead and get into some of these topics. Like, let's not even hold the people. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I want to talk about Sky Jackson and her dude and what's going on with all that because it seemed like she don't know how to pick them. But again, I remember I had reported on a story from like a year or two ago that she was a yacht girl. And for those of you who don't know what a yacht girl is basically a girl that's rented for the weekend. But
Carisha
she
Queen.
got this whole she got this whole baby daddy now who also has two other kids, allegedly with one or two other women, and he got arrested recently. It's a whole mess. Couture Bay, I'm gonna start out with you. What's your opinion on the whole thing? Do you think that she doesn't have any pride for herself? Like, what's going on with her?
I said it before, I'll say it again. The fact that some man came out saying that was his man, my man, my man, my man. So not only do he have these small children with other women, he is Team Boosie. Okay? Look, I think she wanted a light skinned baby because she has low self esteem. She was caught up with Jules a few years ago. And then after that, she's been with these dusty men who happen to be light skinned. So when I see a repetitive behavior of getting with dusty light skinned men, it gives me you want a light skinned baby.
I have to agree with you. I was saying that. I was all like, there's no way in hell that she picked this guy and was all like, ooh, I got a winner. It obviously is some self esteem issues with her. And I had said before, I think she just wanted a light skinned baby. I can't see any feature other than the light skin that would make her choose this dude because he's obviously a scrub. Like, what does he do for a living? Nothing.
Nothing. And she met him in prison. She was his pen pal. Like, baby, it has to be bad when the girls just barely make 22 and they writing letters to prisoners looking for love. Like, what in the love after lockup for the teeny boppers is this? Like, oh my God. Pray for the
Horrible.
children.
Disaster. It's all a disaster.
Right, Nadi, what's your thoughts?
Oh, this child is so stuck. She's stuck just like she is in puberty, child. She just one of them girls that will never grow up. She just like Ariana Grande. They're gonna look like little girls forever, right? So and I think that contributes to her low self-esteem. And this is why she's choosing these losers, all right? She probably get it from her mama, for all I know. Okay, but she better pay attention to Britney Spears and Kevin Federline and what is going down. How Kevin Federline knocked up Britney and lived off her child support for his whole life, and now he panicking, right? Because the kids is turning 18. Like, where he gonna get his money? He done sat on his
Right.
behind all these years or whatever, and the child support going run out. Like, is this given? This whole situation is disgusting. From the man coming out saying that that's his man, my man, my man. How you doing? You know what I mean? And him getting arrested on the sidewalk and almost But
Hmm.
I mean, these all the red flags are there. Run, girl, run. What is wrong with you? Okay,
Ooh,
like, are you that desperate that you're digging in the dumps? Okay, she is dumpster diving for her man.
oof.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
disgusting.
you're right about that. And then it was that Facebook post about something like I knocked up some dumb Disney hoe or something like that that he had put out. But then the family, the mama and Sky had said, "Oh, that's not true. That's fake. Somebody made that up." No, I don't think somebody made that up. I think you guys are trying to cover this up. And let me be honest, I don't know what Sky has been featured in or played in. I know she was a Disney star, but what has she done recently?
Well, you
Nothing. Her
said she was
career is in the
a
garbage.
yacht girl. So if she's too busy on the yachts, how could she work? Like
Right.
that
But
is
I
the
She
mean, ain't
work.
nobody
obviously
gonna want her with a
wasn't
baby bump now. So, what is she
but
doing
she
to make her
obviously
money?
wasn't good at being a yacht girl,
Um,
though. I
I
mean,
I feel like she had this baby to pimp the child out. That's why she's keeping it. Because one thing we know for certain, and two things we know for sure. Anybody who can't seem to get themselves out there in the trajectory, because she still has a positive relationship with Disney, she gonna bring that baby right over to the Disney producers and say, "Look at my fair skin
Oh.
baby," and that baby will be the Zendaya 2.0 or something. Who knows?
You know what, Couture? I never thought about that, but yeah, she definitely can use this as a tool to, hey, I got a baby now. We gonna have a child star, so that's what she could be looking
That's
to
the
do.
quickest way to financial success and financial freedom. Hence why Britney Spears' family wanted to keep her in that conservatorship for so long. There's so many actresses and actors and musicians and athletes who are in those types of things where they made money. I mean, look at the guy from The Blind Side. He was a grown adult in a conservatorship paying
Right.
the Tui family. It's crazy.
right, exactly. That's a good, very good point, Couture Bay. But she should have got knocked up by Jules. I'm just saying. They should have sold their X tape. Okay, like, come on, girl, you could have made a better choice than this. Didn't you learn anything from the Kardashians? All right.
No, the Carter family would have been like the Carter Knowles family would have been like, take her to the chop shop immediately. Cut the check. We are not. You see what they got him doing? You cost us money. Get over there and take some pictures. He ain't been in no type of trouble since.
Ooh, that is true. Now he's a model. Like ever since all that, yeah, they made sure to keep him on the straight and narrow. And I was just thinking too. I think Sky is living the how do I put this? The Kiki Palmer route or
Ooh,
going the Kiki Palmer route because Kiki Palmer, I believe, just wanted a light skinned baby as well too. Because we seen what she's been going through. But she claims to be a single mother, but they're back together. So I don't know how that worked.
Kiki like girls. She need to stop
Kiki
fronting.
don't even like no man. She used him to have that free sperm. Look, all the girls. The only one who got a fine man out the deal was Victoria Monet.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
she like girls. Kiki, she how you doing too?
Okay.
So y'all don't think Kiki actually wants a man at all?
I
Absolutely
don't
not.
think she wants that man. I don't think she cares for that man. I don't think she's interested in no man. Trey Songs push her to the other side. It's giving Raven Simone Keys with Orlando Brown.
Kiki
Push
is
her
married to her
over to the
mama.
village of the women.
Well, after being with Trey Songs, I can see you be traumatized enough where you don't want to deal with men no more. So, I, hell, that makes sense why, especially all the things we heard about Trey Songs.
They need a documentary on him. Where is it?
Right. The only reason why they're not talking about Trey Songs is because he's literally broke. Like, and nobody cares. He's not
From all
relevant.
those lawsuits. From all those lawsuits he had to pay out, because I felt like the Chris Brown documentary, that was information we already knew. You know what I mean?
I
Mm.
didn't even watch it.
Yeah. It didn't get like the new stuff didn't come out to the end. Everything else we knew. We knew about Carucci. He's still stalking her. I mean,
She loves
Oh,
it.
wow.
he is.
Karuchi's another one. Karuchi is another one. If we really tell it, she just doesn't get pinned as these girls with low self esteem because she happens to land in significant roles, because look at her now. We don't see her doing nothing. We don't see her contributing no
Mm.
type of way. And she just said recently she wants to have a baby. Like, for
The
what?
last thing she was in was Claus
Mm.
with I forget her name. Niecy Nash. She was in Claus. That was the last role I seen her in. But
Oh yeah, that show.
no.
Yeah.
This whole situation, she needs to hang it up. And if she don't get rid of that man, he gonna drag her down to the pits of hell. You hear me?
I mean,
Yeah.
isn't
I'm
she
saying
already in hell?
she
We
need to
saw
take
her
Jovi
barefoot.
class.
We saw her barefoot and pregnant with a bonnet walking the street, the mean streets of Hollywood. That right, it don't get no more. That, baby, that's hell. Okay, it don't get
And
Yeah.
no
then
worse than
what
that.
happened when she was over there at Disney.
That whole, I know they wanted to do like a Disney on set. You know how they did that for Nickelodeon? They wanted to do a Disney. I heard Disney shut that down immediately. So
Disney
we
not
may never know. But I know Disney is not so innocent. But I don't even think Sky probably even has like a real story or anything like that. I feel like for me, Sky, whatever is going through with her is because of her mom and the way of her upbringing. Like I think she just she don't value herself because again this dude is obviously not somebody that you should be with, and like what attracted you to him, like it, what was it?
the DRUGSs. It's just given she's doing with a lot of child. I mean, you got to be HIGH to lay with that, but she's doing what a lot of child stars do when they start getting rejected in the industry. She's crashing and burning. Like Couture Bay said, this baby is her last effort to save her career, to garner an income, because I know the money's running out. It's not that long.
I don't
So
even
she's
think it's a
rebelling.
last. I don't even think it's a last ditch effort. I think she just wants to be seen like a lot of these Disney stars as a grown woman, and she just so happens to have a baby face, which she's gonna appreciate when she gets in the 30 and up club. So, girl, enjoy it. Hold on to it, because I got told I look 28 today. So, yes, like enjoy those things. But the girls want to live wild, fast, and free. And she's gonna age like prunes when this man is done with her. I tell you that much.
Yeah, absolutely. But to me, she just looks like a baby. She looks like a teenager forever. Like it's like she doesn't give me grown woman. Whenever I seen her on live, I was just like, she looks like a little girl. She's like a little baby. She's like my daughter forever.
Ariana Grande has that same effect too.
And
Like
right.
I don't like Ariana Grande singing about nothing about sex or anything like that. I get disgusted. Like it's just weird because like Ariana doesn't look like a grown woman. It just feels wrong. Like I don't like it. But
She can't
again,
help her body ain't getting bigger.
And but now
mm,
that you make that point, she should have attracted a better sugar daddy, okay? Because they like the young looking girls. I'm just
I mean,
saying.
you're right about that. You're
Like
right
I
about
said,
that.
she failed at being a yacht girl because she should have came off that yacht with a billionaire. I'm just saying,
Right.
she got the whole physique. She's slim. She's petite. She got the baby face. That's like, they would love that. They love
She
they
definitely she messed up the bag. Like
She
she definitely
definitely
did.
messed up the bag with this one. Like, cause you're not getting no child support, no alimony, nothing.
Mm-mm.
Cause he gonna
Yeah.
be still.
Well, let's move on to our next topic. We're going to switch up the flow a little bit because Polymarket founder Shane Copland was raided by the FBI on Thursday morning at 6 in the morning. They came, knocked on that door, and raided his place. They seized the electronics, the phones. And the thing about Polymarket, it's a betting website, right?
Right.
Correct.
But it accurately predicted the election. The same swing states, the same everything. Shane Copland, his company, Polymarket, predicted correctly. And the thing was, is that Joe Rogan actually put Elon Musk on blast when he said on his podcast that yeah, Elon knew the results of the election 4 hours before everybody else knew. It was kind of like, well, how did he know that? And Joe Rogan said he had some kind of app. So was he using Polymarket to determine this? But if this is just a betting website, then what kind of polling are they using? I'm gonna start with Couture because Couture did a video on this.
Yes, so it was an unauthorized because he wasn't allowed to do the betting. He wasn't approved through the FEC. See, people don't understand there's laws in place, and people think they can do whatever they want to because they have money. And I keep saying, if you want these people with money to get off, then you shouldn't complain about Billy Bob and them doing the exact same thing. What he did was illegal. They seized not only his electronics, they seized all documentation dealing with Polymarket in general. And he was
Mhm.
fined 1 point something or 2 point something million
1.4
dollars
million.
the previous year. And it's like, you don't learn, and repeat offenders just have to learn through those metal shackles that they put around your wrist. I call them the beautiful bracelets of the felons. So he's 27. Well, he's 26, he's young, he's vibrant. While he's complaining on X, he need to be figuring out a method to not go behind bars, because he looks like he's every man's type in there.
And don't we
Mm.
always say follow the money? And the FBI followed the money. I mean, that's crazy. Like a week after the election, they come and raid his place. And what he was saying was like, oh, they could have just asked my lawyers for the information. So they got something to where they want to raid this man's place. Like something is there, and I'm not gonna say that it had something to do with the election, but I wouldn't be surprised because he was pictured at the RNC with Donald Trump Jr. It Polymarket was heavily promoted on Twitter as well, or X if you want to call it. Elon retweeted Polymarket. It's just too many signs there. But let me get Nadi's thoughts on this too as well.
I say don't drop the soap, sir. And maybe he hoping for a pardon from Trump. You know what I mean? Like, don't
hmm
drop the soap. Like, they warned you, and the FBI is not playing. And people think they can do all these things and leave all these electronic footprints. No, they holding you accountable, and it does not matter how much money that you have or whatever. But I think Trump was going to pardon him. He'll pardon him because he was in favor of Trump. I
Right,
think he's going to
right.
get off.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening. Unless and I don't know how fast the FBI can work. I'm pretty sure they can work pretty fast. If there is something tied to the actual election, I'm pretty sure they're already going to be on it right away. They're not going to wait until January. No, they're going to be on it right now before anything happens. But it's just weird how it's a coincidence. And again, like I don't know what kind of research they do to find out, but again, 30 million was put behind Trump as well. There's a guy in France who was a French national that also betted 28 million. And there's a lot of money that was being funneled behind Trump. That's why it was so skewed to where the betting odds was like he was going to win. It was like 66% to Kamala's 33%. So there's something behind like why so many people put so much money behind them, especially if our polling is showing that they're neck and neck. Why was there such a difference? Like what was really going on?
Yeah,
Right.
it's crazy. It's given illegal, and anybody who's watched Wolf of Wall Street,
Mm.
Wall Street, the original, anything dealing with stock markets and whatnot, you do not play. I mean, my favorite one to date is Dumb Money. Look what happened to the GameStop CEO, baby. He's
Mm.
still trying to recover. And look at the people who are getting caught up in these types of things. You got Kim Kardashian. She's really trying to avoid being publicized with that scam. You got Cardi B. You got so many celebrities who
Is
attach
Amber
themselves.
Rose connected to one too?
Amber Rose, Ray J.
Mm-hmm.
Ray J got his mother involved. Like, it's so much going
Mm.
on. Like, you can't be that dumb, but you are. So you get what you give. And I always say sometimes you got to look at the money and ask, Why are you so comfortable giving me this much money? What do you like about me?
Right.
As someone who's thrown money all the time, money doesn't move me. So ask yourself, would you do it for free? And if your answer is yes, take the money.
And
Hmm.
if it's too good to be true, something may be wrong. I mean,
Right.
I mean, these people are people with money. They didn't get all their riches or garner all their riches by being dumb, but they're so stupid to fall for Ponzi schemes like this. Let's call it what it is, okay? Didn't anybody learn from Bernie Madoff? Okay,
Ooh,
like, I'm
wake that up.
Oh,
just saying,
you
it's
ain't
something
lying about.
sinister. It's something sinister behind it. It's something sinister behind it, and anything with Trump's name on it, I don't trust it. I don't trust.
Right.
Have y'all noticed how quiet he's been? He's been so vocal before about being a winner and how he's great. And his one little speech he did about what's his first agenda on being the president, it was like word salad. He just said, "We have so many things to do," and I said, "Child, and this is who y'all elected."
Right. But those videos that he's been putting out were pre-recorded. Like those were like way before the election. Like you could tell like they were old. So he hasn't been as boastful as you would think that he would be. You know, when he was at the White House and meeting with Joe Biden, he seemed so small. Mind you, he's bigger than Joe Biden, but he seems so small. And Joe Biden's just all smiling and everything like that because you know he's senile. He don't know what's going on. But he was
He
all
is
smiling,
not
and Trump was
sleeping.
like, it kind of reminded me of when Trump met Obama and they were at the White House, and Obama seemed to overpower him.
Yeah.
Even when I think about the debate with Kamala Harris was the one that walked over to Trump and she really demanded and controlled the room. So, this tough guy image that they like to put on Trump, he's not really that tough. If you.
Isn't that all of these rich famous celebrities? Like it's just images that they're marketing to the people, but when you dig deep down, they really all punks, right? Okay, because without
Mhm.
their money, they have no power. Who are they really? Are we really interested in Trump? I mean, I've never been. He's the worst businessman ever. It was his first wife that garnered the riches of his
Second.
hotels in Atlantic City
Mm.
or whatever. And
And now she's buried at his golf course, right?
yeah, but she's the one that built all those businesses in Atlantic City, not Donald Trump. This is the man that paid for his way through school. You know what I mean? Like he never
Mhm.
really took a test. He cheats all over the place. That's the name of the game for him. But you know, America loves it. And if America loves it, I just prepare. I just prepare.
Right. You know, I don't have a graphic for this one, but I did mention about Monique Samuels from the Real Housewives of
Ooh.
Potomac, and she moved over to the Love and Marriage, not Huntsville, but DC. And she was doing this podcast, and she was saying that, oh, yeah, the former producer, talking about Carlos King, the Real Housewives, he used the black card to try to get me on his show and then she felt like they were played. Now, here's the thing: she was a producer on that show, but if you were the producer, then you didn't have any say so of like what was going on and what they were showing. Maybe you're just not likable. Let me start out with
Ooh.
Naughty first.
Ooh.
Exactly. Great points, 82. That's the first thing I thought when I saw it. Like you had a producer's credit and you had no control over the cuts and the edits. And then when it doesn't come out the way you want, now is you're done wrong. And they use the black card. I just felt like this was really one-sided. And I would love to hear what Carlos has to say in response to this. Even though Carlos is not my favorite, I feel like Carlos is a snake in the grass. He's
Hmm.
a scavenger. You know, he's kind of doing what Ray J is doing to Zeus Network, right? He for him to like duplicate everything that Bravo does, and his shows are so boring. What I think Monique is
Very boring.
is the fact that the truth about her marriage really came out on the show.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, and she's embarrassed, but Monique, she doesn't strike me as a very smart businesswoman. She really doesn't. If you think about all the businesses that she tried to pop off from Potomac to the show, her husband is the one that was funding all of that for her, and she still had no appreciation for him.
Right. And then they ended up divorcing. So was it that the cameras were manipulating or your marriage was just shitty? Like, let's be honest
No,
about that.
it revealed the underbelly of your marriage, and quite frankly, her husband Chris looks so much better since he's left her. I
He
mean,
lost weight.
he actually looks great. He looks very attractive, if you ask me. And whoever snacks him next is going to be a lucky woman, honey. Because let me tell you something. Chris is a good old country Southern man, okay? And
I think
he
that
know how to take care of his woman.
I think the problem is we forget that Monique was living in her Bronco when she met Chris and became his
Mm.
secretary and started messing with that man when he was engaged to somebody else. And then she got the life that she wanted, but it came with things. She had to give him babies. That was part of the deal. He said you didn't have to work. I mean, do I think Monique is entertaining to watch? No. I'd rather watch the paint dry. She brings nothing unless she feels threatened or insecure. That's when she shows up. Outside of that, I feel like Love and Marriage DC showed the real Monique.
Mhm.
She refused to take accountability. And granted, she has a really good man because Chris said it was all me. And then she lied when People magazine said they're getting a divorce, and she said they want to destroy a black
Mhm.
marriage because she was
Yeah.
embarrassed, and all for it to turn out that Chris's mother was right. She said this woman is not here for you for real, and there's nothing wrong with it because he has the resources. When you're a rich and powerful man, the exchange is a beautiful woman. You have to give her the money. The problem was her frustration was he was not giving her full and total control of the money. She is bad with business. Look at all these failed business ventures. Like Monique is all over the place. I really want her to stop trying to talk about Carlos King to get a reaction. This is her third time doing it. And quite frankly, we
Mm.
do not care. We do not care that you're not going to make up with Candace. We do not care. Girl, enjoy your millions, enjoy your real estate that you got through your divorce, and
Mhm.
take your babies on the vacations. You have one of the better ex-husbands because let's remember, he is a pro NFL player. He's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. He was amazing. He had an impeccable college record, impeccable NFL career. He was revered, has a extensive real estate
Hmm.
portfolio. So those type of men usually knock their women between the washer and dryer. You didn't get none of that. I just think she was tired of living the Southern Belle dream, and he gave her what she wanted. She didn't get half, but she got enough to sustain herself. So hopefully she's making good with the money and the resources that she
I don't
gets.
think so, Couture. I don't get it. She is dumb when it comes to business. She is washed up just like her failed singing group. You remember she was in a R&B group or something. Like Monique is horrible at business, and she's lucky
Hmm.
she inherited what she inherited through the marriage. And I think she's so dumb she'll lose that all.
Damn.
She's not
Well,
a smart businesswoman, and she tries to do things without actually doing the homework and the research to figuring out the backside of things. She just jumps right in and ends up wasting a bunch of money unnecessarily rather than sitting back. She think because she does have some type of financial stature that things should just come to her. It should just be
Remember,
easy.
she was giving Big Bank's Sharice a hard time because Sharice would not come up off that social group and invite her in. She said no.
mm,
And I said, dang, now you got the means, the resources, the lifestyle, and you still can't get in.
But
I
she's
just feel
just
it's
not happy.
a
Monique is
lot of
not
projection.
happy. She's not happy as a person. She's very insecure as well. I take you to that DUI she caught. Remember, she got in,
oh, she
Yes, she
did, huh?
did. While
she
she was
was breaking
pregnant,
heavenly.
while she was pregnant, remember
And
that?
Chris, the humble southern man like he is, he protected his woman. Okay, he made sure she wasn't dragged, and that's
No,
what.
Mhm.
that just goes to show you, it's like the women of the 1950s when they hated their lives, they would drink to cope. She could not believe she got the life that she wanted, but she was unhappy. I truly believe she's happy now, but I feel like she has some resentment because people are still not revering her. She wants to be like a Nene Leakes, a Portia, a Phaedra, at hell at this point even a Kenya Moore, because they have some type of presence, right? And nobody gives it up for her.
Right.
Yeah,
She
but
wants
Kenya,
to do reality TV again. Like that's what it
mhm.
really is. She wants to be on reality TV, but no one cares about her like that. She doesn't have a personality to really be on reality TV because she's not likable. You either have to be somebody who's really likable or somebody who's hateable. She's neither. No one cares enough about her to care about anything that she does. I think this was like her last ditch effort to try to get some attention, and then maybe she'll use that YouTube channel that she only used once every leap year. That's basically what she does. Use the YouTube channel once every leap year. But moving on from that, I wanted to go ahead and talk about, this is our second to last topic, but TS Madison and this whole Oliver Twix situation, because again, Dominique Morgan, I believe that's what her name is, trans activist. She was working with another corporation or another nonprofit, let me say, nonprofit called the Okra Project, and she ended up getting indicted for grand larceny and a whole bunch of other things for stealing over $100,000. Basically, she used it for her own personal expenses, for the BMW, for 19,000 to redo her closet, like just spending the money. And this is a non-profit. Like, what's going on? And so Oliver did a video on it, mind you, when I had looked up the story, because how I even came across it, I was on TikTok. See, that's why everybody need to get on TikTok. That's where I get a lot of my stories. I seen it on TikTok, and mind you, I don't even follow Oliver, and it had like over 18,000 likes on it, so I know the views were crazy on it. Um, but anyway, then I came over to YouTube, and that's when I seen the video. I think he has since took it down, but he had put in there in the title like why I didn't warn T.S. Madison. So basically, it linked T.S. Madison to Dominique Morgan, even though T.S. Madison is not in the indictment. But again, that's Oliver's friend. And it's really, what about your friends? Because your friends will sell you under the bus. Let me go ahead and start with Couture Babe. The floor is yours.
I mean, can you even call them friends?
Not anymore.
I don't think they've been friends for a really long time. And you know what? I have to give it up to Oliver because Armand Wiggins tried to wake it up. And I said, no, baby, you got to talk about. I think he did it on purpose because he wanted the crew that's attached to T.S. Madison to connect the dots because your homegirl was doing all this at the time when you was buying your second home. So, you know, granted you're not in the indictment and what a blessing, but that don't mean things can change. And so I'm like, what do you know, Oliver? What are you trying to say in so many words? And you got T.S. Madison's mouthpiece, Armand Wiggins, coming for Oliver, which really woke up the internet because people were like, wait a minute, in the gay community, they said, birds of a feather. Listen, if one of y'all were caught committing the frauds and the larceny, they would say, I knew about it because we have been seen together, we work together. So how do I not know? Baby, that was on a whole tour. So you didn't see her swiping from the you know, the
So are you saying that T.S. Madison was scamming too?
I don't know. Oliver Twist
Allegedly.
made it seem like she was. And that's why I was like, oh my God. That's what made it go hype. Because why else would T.S. Madison do that video cussing him out?
Well, I think she did that video cussing them out because you linking me to this scammer, and
No,
you
but you
basically
gotta pay
implying
attention to the
that.
words, friend. TS said, "You could have called me. Why do I need to call you?"
Well, I know T.S. Madison said something about like you could have called me and I could have gave you the information, like, and you could have had like some kind of exclusive or something like that. So,
I don't believe that. I don't believe, because we're talking about nonprofits and
mhm.
scamming. And this is not the first time somebody has said T.S. Madison is a scammer and a defrauder and a thief. This is not the
Yeah.
first time. So I'm like, and
Where there's
then
smoke, there's fire,
see,
baby.
see, see, the problem is Armand shouldn't have said nothing. That's why people believe you and Dominique are one and the same, girl.
Oh, so you think Armand was the one that really lit the fire because he came out and said, I didn't see his video, but I'm figuring he was probably against. Well, I know from watching Oliver's video the other day that he said like Armand dragged him or something like that. So,
Dragged him, called him ugly, and said he hated him. And that told me everything I need to know.
A hit dog will holler, honey.
mm.
A hit dog
Naughty, your thoughts?
Did T.S. Madison put some bass in her voice like she always do?
Oh,
Yo, if you don't have nothing to hide, look, why are you so bothered? But I'm with Couture Bay. Like it, birds of a feather. You had to see something, T.S. And you may have got away by the hair of your chinny chin chin right now, but I've been you. You was fraud. You was fraud to our community when you said you wanted us to accept you as a woman.
Mm.
That's
mm.
fraud right there. Because as soon as you get mad, you pull out the peen. So,
Oh Lord, not the pink.
but I think Oliver he been waiting. He been loading, and he went poof. He went off, and I agree. He making that connection for a reason. And I don't think they've spoken in a long time. So for TS to be like, "Oh, you could have called me," that tells me right there, y'all not really.
Well, that's the point I want to make because she said that on Friday before he did that show, he called her and asked her about the whole trans, relating some about trans and then Trump, and then he did that show on Friday. So he talked to her that Friday, but then he still did that show, but didn't mention that whole Dominique thing. So I would be upset if somebody literally talked to me that day and then decided to do a video.
I mean, where did he learn that from? T.S. Madison? Didn't you say he was a mother? Didn't you teach the girls? Like, are you not rearing your children right? You should have, like a real mother do when their baby steps out of line. He's one of yours.
And he'll be the one to take her down too.
So you think that he learned it from her, or
Not the
Yes,
scam, but
that's
how
like
to.
that's like me saying I am a product of, let's use Tasha K. Oh, I'm a product of Tasha K. Tasha K is mother, right? And people be like, if I do something that breaks the internet, they're gonna run to Tasha K and be like, "Did you know? Did you know?" You know what I'm saying? That is the
yeah? But
same
at the same
thing.
token, you're not responsible for somebody
You're
else.
not responsible, but T.S. Madison has been caught on several videos saying, "I am mother to
Mhm.
Oliver." So raise your children right. Get your children out the streets spreading fake news,
And I just want to clarify for the
misinformation.
audience. Um, TS, she puts out here that she's representing for the trans community and things like that, and she expects us to accept her as a woman. But as soon as she doesn't hear something she likes, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is she'll use her private parts to take it from you. And that's putting it lightly. And to me, that's disrespectful to women as a whole. How can you
I'm
expect for Go ahead.
I'm still
Go ahead.
tagged. I'm still tagged in the post where she told me and Tasha K to wrap around the tree.
Right. She is not a nice person. And I think it's only a matter of time till her mask is unveiled. It's only but so much you can hide it.
Mm. Well, I wanted to point out something. too, as well as the whole cozy issue. It seemed like this all goes back to the whole cozy thing.
Hmm.
Yes.
And Oliver feels like he didn't get his credit, but all he did was literally do the video. He edited the video, but T.S. Madison was the one who said the whole dark skin, light skin, all that. So does he deserve any credit?
Um, I would say, and I said this back then, if he was heavily involved with the statement and how it came out and whatnot, yes. If he wasn't, Oliver, shut up. I said it on the other panel where it went popular, where I was called a gap to be by the T.S. Madison Women Empowerment. Yeah, okay. So
All
so in that I said, TS, if Oliver contributed the way that he alluded to on Bingo or whatever it's called, then he is owed something, right? But then Oliver does this thing where he throws it out there and then backpedals, and then he takes the good and the bad to fuel his success. And it's been working. And the fact that he got the reaction out of T.S. Madison and Armand and the gay community is backing Oliver, it just goes to show, like, sometimes some things are better left unsaid. Like, say it behind the paywall or whatever, but don't say it
Mm.
publicly because you're not going to win. I always say it. Think of showgirls. There's always a younger girl running up the stairs behind you, ready to push you down to get you out the way.
But Couture Bay, this goes to what we speak to all the time. Oliver should have stood on business and made sure the paperwork was in order so that he could get the credit and he could get paid. We're just going off of what he's saying. Where's the proof?
Well,
Okay.
they went viral because of, now, mind you, Madison was not seen in that light prior to Oliver being the fake. Because remember, since the Kaya situation, a lot of women were turned off, and it just so happened Oliver came on the scene, who is a Morehouse man. This is why you need collegiate friends, because they will help you get to success. He
But
put something
if he was
together.
able to use
That
that
video went
success, he would
viral,
have success for himself.
Right.
but he does have success. He's went viral.
Couture Bay, what success does he have? Now you just
Is
lying.
he
Come on now.
is he on Beyonce's album? No, but we know that is the show that Oliver produced. Am I correct?
No, a lot of people, if I go like, oh, who's that on the record that said dark skin, light skin? They're gonna say T.S. Madison. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah,
They're
that's
gonna
the
say they
video
don't
that
know
Oliver
because a
put
lot of
together.
women.
Now you're just making fantasies. Corbett, you gotta be fair. Come on
No,
now.
I am being fair. So out of all the songs, that is the least liked song because of T.S. Madison, because she was fighting with women, and she did that
No,
by
you
herself.
can't. Corbett, come on
It
now. Why are you
is.
lying?
It is when T.S.
Everybody
Madison.
was saying dark skin, light skin, bitch, I'm black.
They
Everybody was
was
saying that. Come
they
on.
they
I'll
was
let you finish.
they was until that whole when Just Hilarious came out here, because I still
Hmm.
got the video up. I have the proof. I have the facts. You know, when you are out with me, you are out forever, because never allow me to
Yeah.
be your opposite. Okay, because I'm always going to keep tabs on how successful you really are. So when that whole shindig went down, it was a viral song until she was fighting with what? Natural born women. Now, am I saying T.S. Madison is unsuccessful? No, but T.S. Madison lied to us about the Grammy, about the Emmy. Shout out to Michelle A.C. Elliott, who had to break that down, how she was lying. She didn't get no Grammy, she didn't get no Emmy. And I'm sitting up here like,
Mm.
Scratch a lie, find a thief, baby.
and the receipts are out there. And this is why I say misinformation. Now, do I feel like Oliver is wrong? Of course. But that is T.S. Madison's protege. She has actively said this. The Sydney Stars, T.S. Madison's protege. The Oliver Twix,
Mm.
T.S. Madison's protege. These are your children. Go get your kids out the street. They are telling your business.
Hmm.
I do think that Oliver feels slighted for this whole cozy thing, But again, he was just the editor. He just put the video together. If I pay you to do a video, Couture Bay, it happens to go viral, do you expect like a part of the cut from it?
No, but I do want my credit. I want my producer credit, because he said
For
he produced
so
it.
you just edited the video, not like did the script. You just edited the video and then
I want my credit. I want my credit. I mean,
but my credit would be I paid you for the video.
I see it both ways because has T.S. Madison went viral since?
Nah.
She's on TikTok.
See,
The
here we
the
go.
the
Has
no like
she
no yeah, the clips are viral on TikTok.
since Oliver has left? Has she with? And I'm not talking about when I say viral. When she said black skin, brown skin, that went viral because Beyonce picked it up and it became a
Hmm.
song. I do shout out to T.S. Madison. She's doing great things. But has she went viral since Oliver has left or was fired or whatever they got going on?
But I wouldn't even say she went viral because of Oliver. She went viral because of the video.
Has she went viral since?
Well, Beyonce haven't picked her up for a song. You alluded to that.
Yes,
But again, that wasn't Oliver. He just put the video
no, it was
together.
all T.S. Madison. Look, I don't know. I don't know who did what. They have conflicting stories, and the only person who knows the truth won't say anything, and that's Chi Chi.
Mm. Oh,
I
any
think
thoughts,
a
Natty? I'm
credit would have
sorry.
went. I think a credit would have went further. Forget getting paid. A credit, like imagine if he had that credit out there, how much work he would pick up after that, you know. But I still feel like Oliver needs to be held accountable in this situation, bro. You should have handled your business to make sure you got your credit. Stop it, like people need to stop working for free and make sure they handle their business first before they do the work. You handle the
Well,
paperwork
he was
first.
paid. He was
Oh, he
paid.
was paid. So
Yeah, again, he edited the video. He's the one that put the video together.
mhm.
But the vocals, as far as the dark skin, light skin, bitch, I'm black, that's the part that Beyonce used from the song.
He said
And so
he said he wrote that script though. That's what I'm saying. Like it's
no,
conflating.
he said he put it together. He put the sequence together
Yeah. So he
that made it
produced
sound
it.
like that.
That's producing. You do music.
Yeah, but again, like he just spliced it or cut it the way it was, but that's not necessarily him. Oh yeah, I wrote this for you. Like writing it or producing what is said is totally different than somebody just editing a video and then putting the video together for you.
I think it sounds to me like it's just an edit.
I don't know.
Yeah,
He
like
made
if
he
he
made
if
it
he
seem like
thinks
he
that he's
produced
owed
it.
something, then he needs to take it legal.
Right.
That's
Right.
honestly the truth. Like he needs to take it legal if he feels like, oh yeah, I did this or that. But he would have a hard time proving that if he didn't exactly write this down. If he
Mm.
didn't write
Exactly.
it or tell her to like, oh, I need you to say this exactly this way, then because it's not like it's like a TV show and it has like a production company that does something and then the like it's not that. It's literally like Couture in my room right now recording me, right? She takes this video and edit it, and then somebody uses like my words or something like that. She just did some editing for me, but I'm the one who come up with what I'm saying.
The concept.
I still feel like this. T.S. Madison needs to get her kids out the street or stop addressing them because I didn't understand it. Nobody was waking it up on YouTube until that Madison video, and that Madison video was going viral where she was dog walking over, and I was like, my God, I saw that
Yeah.
work, so I know that was viral.
Yeah, I think it's a lesson in when it comes to like these YouTube relationships, like some people don't mind playing the background, and then there's some people who want to be the star. You can't have two stars. Like somebody has to play the background, and that's basically what it is. Like because honestly, to tell you the truth, it's like when you do stuff like editing and stuff like that, and you feel like, okay, well, I'm a part of this team, and then when you go off to do your own thing and you're not part of that team,
Hmm.
then you can feel slighted when you see one person rising, and then you just all like, hey, I was a part of that, and now I'm not a part of that because basically now she has a whole new team. So I feel like he missed that train.
Mm.
He's still
But
bitter, but jumping on YouTube and TikTok is not going to get you the credit or what you feel like you deserve. And if you have a leg to stand on, I say take it legal and stop whining on the internet.
yeah, take it legal. Well, speaking of legal, our next topic, this one is going to be broken down in like three parts because there's three parts to
Ooh.
this. First, I'm gonna start out with Diddy. Now, Diddy, he's been caught using like a third party phone, basically a phone from inmates, and trying to call witnesses and tamper with witnesses, still threatening people or whatnot, trying to convince people not to say stuff. Let me start out with Naughty. What is your thoughts about this? Him still trying to tamper with witnesses?
I just think Diddy is this is his true colors. He's showing you exactly who he is. This is what he's been doing behind the scenes forever, and now he's in a place where he can get caught red-handed. And this is why they do not want him to bail out. He is hindering his own case. They weren't even planning on locking him up when they did, but they found out he was tampering with witnesses, and so they felt like they could prove that he's a threat, and that they are doing thus far. Typical narcissist, his entitlement is showing through. Okay. And Diddy must have his way at all costs. He's still convinced that he can convince the world he did not do this. And this is my thing. If you didn't do this, if you are innocent of all these charges, why are you doing this, all this behind the wall where they can monitor you and find out? And you know you up in there with a bunch of snitches, and you know your life is valuable up in there, right? So they just watching your every move so they could turn state on you, okay? But he's an idiot. He's an idiot. He can't even help himself. He's spoiled. He's a brat. He's entitled, just like Ray J.
Damn. Couture
Diddy
Bay.
did.
Well, shit.
Um,
Uh,
I I feel like this. I want to see the receipts. They show us the receipts on everything else. If he's calling these
mm,
people, show it to us because I personally feel like they don't have a strong case. I feel like after they let Mr. Abercrombie and Fitch out, they might as well let Diddy out. I mean, we're electing
right.
presidents in who grabbing them by the puss
Are
and saying they could
felons.
run the free country. So let him roam the free world. If he is calling, I feel like he's setting them up. I don't feel like he's contacted witnesses. I feel like he's setting up people because he knows, like we know, one, they either don't have a strong case, or two, they're trying to get people that he's done things
Ooh.
for. And he's like, no. He's probably telling them, I'm about to cut your water off. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know who to trust because between the government, Diddy, and associates, I don't trust nobody. But I know one person I for damn sure don't trust is a Jaguar, right?
Jaguar wrong. But let me tell you something. They did prove that after Kalina, Dirty Money, made that post, he sent her a payment. And he kept, because you know, she done lost all her kids. That's why she out here windmilling for the diddler.
Mhm.
Because she need the money. Because when was her last hit? I mean, come on. And why'd you lose your kids, Kalina? Because your husband be knocking you between the washer and dryer.
But
Diddy.
that recent interview too, where she was saying Cassie was spoiled and Don was weird, and she was basically talking shit, and it was all like, "Where would this interview come from?" Like, huh?
I ain't even care to hear from her. At the end of the
I
day,
was
she's
very
not
entertained.
relevant. She's
I,
not relevant. And he
she's not
using her.
relevant. I do feel like this. Diddy is a Scorpion man, and like most Scorpion men, oh, they got revenge on the horizon. They better pray he don't
Ooh.
come out of that prison cell because baby, if he do, if Donald Trump pardons this man who he has a relationship with, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all might as well cancel Christmas because not only is he gonna make it hell for y'all, y'all not gonna eat. Y'all see what Diego, the company, is doing. They lost $1 billion so far,
Mm.
and right now they're trying to like beg and plead, like, hey, if we can clean some of this stuff up. That's how you know you really are powerful. I said when he was out there in the water doing God knows what with TD Jakes, prophesizing in the front during the hurricane. I said y'all should be worried. When he was out there white water rafting with the white folks, I said y'all should be worried. He was doing his water rituals, and water is stronger than anything on the planet. And some of y'all don't understand that. He do. Y'all want to talk about Haitian tattoos that protect women and children. That might not mean
Mm.
y'all women and kids. It's his kids and his
Mhm.
women that he loved. Y'all be so spiritual and so woke and so conspiracized and so Jaguar ain't never told a lie to the point where y'all are missing the things that are right there in plain sight. I encourage everybody to go watch Eyes Wide Shut. Enough said.
Now,
Mm.
Diddy did it, and Diddy the reason why he can't get bail. He needs to go sit down somewhere and stay off the phone. Period. You know them calls is recorded. You know them inmates is snitches up in there. You a celebrity. They'll do anything to take you down. Now you want to be bailed out so bad, sit down and shut up. And maybe they'll let you out. You keep the phone. Jonathan Odie said it. He always on the phone. That's why I know so much. Always running his yapper because he think is King Tut. He's king. I am king. Pumping his chest. He the reason why he in the situation he in. His ego.
Well, I
His
think also
ego.
too what the problem is that there's all these leaks coming out and people, putting information out there and people running with these stories. You got the Jaguar Wrights, you got the Ray J's, which we'll talk about in a minute, and people just running around with all these stories, kind of like you don't know what's real and what's not. And so I think as far as the public, we're all kind of like, all right, well, we gonna wait until it happens to really know what's really going on and what's not going on, because it's like even though this case is still open, it's not and what I mean by that is that they can still add stuff to the indictment.
Exactly.
He has to be very careful of what he's doing because he don't want to even further incriminate himself, but
He keep doing it
again.
though. Is he too? He keep doing, and I know his lawyers are frustrated with him. Like he needs to listen to his counsel and follow their instructions to the T if he wants to have any
Well,
chance at
well,
winning.
also his sons need to pay attention because his sons are out there trying to fight Ray J and do all this other stuff. His son Christian is in control of his whatchamacallit, his Instagram.
Instagram.
And that's the one who posted the whole video with his daughter Love singing happy birthday or whatever. And that was supposed to use to influence people and be all like, oh, look, he's a family man. They miss their dad. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm
come
not convinced. I wasn't convinced by that. I mean, as far
Well,
as I'm
well,
concerned, they're all brainwashed nepo babies. Okay, like they're
on.
liars just like their daddies. And I don't care, baby love in on it too, because he had that baby as
Oh, not a baby.
a
Come on now.
homeboy.
Come
He had
on now. We can't say baby love. Come on.
yes, that's to support the whole brother
Oh my
love
God.
brand and all like that. Like, because her mother, she's like some big techie and stuff like that. He was using her to wire people phones and they like their whole family is corrupt. If you ask me, it looked like the House of Horrors at that birthday table. Okay, that's just my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Diddy is innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I feel like this. Is he a innocent man? No, but they need to prove their case because
Mhm.
it my only issue with the state of New York in the Southern District is they be so hot and heavy to prosecute somebody and then them charges drop and diminish at the Supreme Court level of New York. We're not talking about of the United States, of New York. Harvey Weinstein charges dropped, which means California's charges are going to have to drop. And that's why they're panicking now because they're like, oh, ish. It's not what you do, it's what you can prove. And I always say, them leaking the stuff was going to be their biggest problem, because Diddy's lawyers is loving all of this right now, because they're going to gather all this up, find the loophole, because that's what they're doing, looking for the loopholes. Doop, doop,
Right.
doop, doop, doop. Look at the character witnesses that you say are for the state. Look what they're doing, and he's going to get off. And this is why I said, if I was the attorney general of the Southern District of New York, I would shut all the cookie operations down. The blue couch would be null and void, because what you're doing is harming our case instead of
Mm.
helping our case. And the reason is because people are digging into Jaguar Wright's past as we speak. Gene Deal got caught in 4 lies. It was this random, it takes
Mm.
a random white woman who don't even like hip hop music, said, well, if I was a state prosecutor, I would do, and I said, y'all don't think they're watching? Do you not think they're listening? They're gonna use everything on the internet, not just what Diddy do, what the witnesses do. That's why they like witnesses to be out the way. They like
Right.
witnesses to be cute and mute. Don't even talk. Don't give nothing. You
Hello,
see Cassie.
Cassie.
Cassie was seen being happy, and I said, wrong move. Wrong move. She needs, every time a camera is in her face, she needs to be distraught. She was over there, and I said, here we go. Here, and what did we get after that? Kalina talking about, oh, she isn't putting out the real cat seat that people have been saying. Oh, she liked the party. She was giving out lap dances. She was a fun girl. She got a stipend. Now, what they had was domestic violence. But what you also see in that video is he didn't hold her. She left. They played the full video. See, and I said, see, this is the problem, because those TikTok, social media, FBI, CIA, Department of Homeland Security investigators, y'all really need to go get hired.
Yeah.
Finding all the stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, y'all are messing it up. The same with the Harvey Weinstein thing. That's how he got out on the loophole, because a TikToker,
Mm.
shut it down, shut it all down.
Yeah, I think with the internet, it does hurt these cases because, again, this kind of leads into the next. When you have these Chris Todd, aka White Jamal,
Oof,
Courtney Burgess, and the Jaguar Wrights.
oof. And Mitchell.
Jaguar is going on Sean Atwood's channel and basically being a Diddy rectifier. I don't know what you call it, but she's calling out Courtney. She's calling out Chris, aka White Jamal. She's calling out that Ariel chick, the lawyer who said that, she's seen a still of the tape and all that stuff. It's like people are, well, Jaguar is calling out everybody. Is it just because they're getting more attention than her? Or like, what is she trying to do? Like, I'm so confused. Go ahead, Nadia. It seems like you got something to say.
She's jealous that they taking the shine away from her. She is so jealous of Courtney because he went, they called him to the courthouse where he had to go before the grand jury. She jealous because what has Jag Liar Wrong done but throw out all these false accusations with no proof? Okay, she hasn't been in the industry and I don't know how long. All right, all she does is go on the internet, and she's a great storyteller. I say it all the time. She should have been an actress, but she mad because her credibility is being challenged at this point, and she's being exploited once again as a panel whore, okay? Because Sean Atwood, that's all they doing is exploiting her dumb behind, and she probably not even getting paid or whatever. And that's all it is. It's so much jealousy. And what I was so upset about of part 2, when they did round 2 of her and Courtney, the way they allowed that wretched ass HOE to interrogate that man. Like, who the F are you?
Right. She
You don't
literally
even
did
know.
interrogate him. Like, I felt bad for him. Even
You
though I
don't
think
even
he's
know
lying, I
Tupac.
felt bad.
You don't even know Tupac at all. You were 15 years old and pregnant when Tupac was popping, okay? and he was on the West Coast at that time. Like, you are such a liar. You don't have any connection. Just like you tried to hoodwink the world, like you was talking to Big Meech from BMF. That's how you presented it. That just goes to show how diabolical this chick is, and she mad because Ariel figured out what type of lunatic she is, because she thought she was going to be able to latch on to Ariel after they went on Piers Morgan, and she windmilled for her a little bit. But Jaguar wrong. It's just a conspiracy theorist. She's a liar. I don't know for the life of me why people keep letting her on platforms to spew all this venom about people's lives. And then she got the nerve to question somebody else and their credibility. The nerve, chick. Y'all already know how I feel about this chick. Me and her had it out on AT2 panel.
Yep, that's true.
Girl,
That's
come
true.
to the East Coast. Come to Philly, girl. I dare you. I dare you. You got all this mouth and vitriol. You fake internet gangster.
Ooh.
I wish you go somewhere and take your lithium.
This show is a little heated. Katorba, you got anything to say? Like,
Oh my goodness. Oh my good. Friend, are you okay?
right.
Guys,
Listen.
I wanted to go on Sean Atwood's when she was like questioning Courtney and like basically like, who are you? You homeless nomad. Who are you?
Not
You don't even have a
homelessness.
home. That man at least owns homes. He has successful businesses. At least, what do you have? A dried out, never has been career. You are a background singer.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
it. You
Well,
done
she did.
burnt up about 10 of your vocal cords, chain smoking them cigarettes.
Guys, this is passion. Um,
yes, it's passion.
I personally don't care for Jaguar, right? Um, because how are you in these circles and spaces and you're not in prison? If you
Jesus.
see, if you are a firsthand witness to all this lawlessness and this pilfering and this destruction, mayhem and confusion, she needs to be in the cell right next to Sean Puffy Combs. I
Absolutely.
don't care.
Right.
I
Admit
don't
it,
care.
madam.
I
Admit it, madam. She said on the Blue Sponge that she used to set girls up. She knew what was going to happen to them. She used to set them up to be
I feel like
perfect.
she's fallen into the I believe my own psychosis because I don't get it. Like she said, she was going to the
Right.
exactly going to the parties to rescue girls off of Epstein's Island. Baby, first of all, you're too old. You are too old. You don't meet the age requirement to be there. You had to be 30 and below to be up over there. That's rule number one. Two, everybody over there was of the spicy white or white descent. You didn't meet the color requirement or the age requirement. And two,
right.
I hate to break it to her like that. The women who are talking about Epstein are of Asian descent, of international European descent, of island descent, and I'm talking about island whites. Island white, not black. I don't know what they was doing with the black girls. They probably had them over there at the help. I don't know, but I'm thankful it wasn't a lot of us over there because we are the leaders in the traffic games and whatnot. So for Jaguar to even play like that, it's weird. She's delusional. Do I think she's jealous? I think they're all clout chasers because why would you want to diminish the case by giving out exclusives? That doesn't make sense to me. What attorney would want you to be giving out exclusives to podcasters and content
Right.
creators for what gain? For what
But I
gain?
But I think also that points out to how the grand jury subpoenaed Courtney because he's saying that he had tapes with young Jaden and Justin Bieber on it, and all this in Kim's quote unquote book, all this other stuff. Well, yeah, they're gonna want to see it because you out here doing all this talking, and again, why would you be proud of having CP on a flash drive or something like that? But then you said, "Oh well, I didn't actually watch it. I watched like 1 second, and then that was." So how do you know what was on it? Like, I bet you anything, those quote unquote tapes, they're not even going to come about or anything like that. They're not going in the indictment. I think everything that Courtney is saying, everything White Jamal is saying, everything Jaguar is saying, and throw in that lawyer Ariel. Everything that they're saying is just bullshit, and they're trying to ride this train. They're trying to ride this Diddy train, and honestly, you tell you the truth, it turns people off and make them go like, "Well, I don't think Diddy is guilty of anything." Like you just say, "Well, it just seemed like everybody just lying and full of shit because they're just running with stories."
Well, I didn't see Ariel on the downfall of the Diddler Part 3 or Courtney. Hmm. I'm just saying
Mm.
they making me upset, and the reason why I'm so passionate because you're taking away from the real victims. You're taking
Child.
away all for what? A clout chase, a dollar here and there. Like there's a bigger issue at hand, and I just wish Jaguar would go. So like she is on the run. Do people understand? She got active warrants. She's a wanted woman. This is
Well,
look. She,
you know they use us to take down our own. That's why they haven't picked her up. Cause, child,
Mm.
look at these white platforms she been on.
Girl.
Pierce Morgan. I'll leave
it,
it there.
yeah, she's a mad woman. I'm over it. I mean, and I just watch her disrespect people all over these YouTube streets, even people that weren't taking advantage of her. AT2, for
Mm.
example, you know. You used to treat her with the most respect, and what does she do? She turns around and crosses you. I just don't like that phoniness. And like, I swear to God, AT2, she come on the East Coast, I got you.
Well, we know how Jag get down. She a lost cause, you know.
She is a
It's the
lost.
voices in her head. But I do want to mention somebody else who might have voices in their head. Ray J. Now, Ray
Mm.
J was well, he was on that documentary, by the way. Shout out to Nani for bringing that up. He was on the documentary, but you know he's been having these episodes. He was scared about what was going to be in the interview with Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant wasn't even going to put that interview out. He said he had 7, 8 different interviews lined up before he even would get to Ray J's interview. But what is going on with Ray J? Like, do we believe him? I mean, when I was watching that interview between him and Jamal Bryant, it basically was like Orlando Brown ish. He was in his Orlando Brown bag because I feel like he was just saying random stuff. But Katorbe, you actually said like he was making sense to you, right?
Yeah, so when I saw it, do I take Ray J serious? No. But it wasn't until Pastor Jamal Bryant said, people don't understand you live in the light. They want to be under the light, but they don't know that the light burns. And to me, that spoke to my spirit. So it I
Mm.
don't know if he was. I feel like he was talking to Ray J Spirit because he knows what type of entity Ray J is. I feel like he had to be sober, and Ray J was talking, and he stopped talking when he said that, and then you could see him kind of like not necessarily glitch, but you could see like he was fighting something inside of him. And I say, people don't understand that battle you go through within yourself with being the person you want to be versus the person you used to be. That is a real thing. And when you hit it, it is crazy. It will, I don't know what age it hit you at, what time it hit you at. Thank God I did mine when before I really came to YouTube because it was like
Mm.
it
Yeah.
it hit you like it hit you like a storm. And I don't know if Naughty has
Mm.
ever been through that, but it's like and you are at a telltale. And the things he kept saying over and over, I feel like he really wants to help, but he's afraid to let go because he kept saying, what is the number that you don't do stuff for? And he asked Pastor Jamal Bryant, well, what's the number? And Jamal Bryant wouldn't give it to him because that's not my walk with you. And I'm happy Jamal Bryant told him, he said, listen, I crashed out on the internet. He said, when these hoes, and I remember that one. I didn't think he was going to bring it up. I was like, that's what really made me turn into Pastor Jamal Bryant. I like how he prophesizes and parishens over the people. He has a nice voice. But when he did that Jose Laura, I said, ooh, the mask is off today. Yes, because we need real people in the pulpit. Now, granted, he did apologize to the church, to his congressional leaders, and the Kojic faith and all that, which he had to do, right? But that's the battle he decided to go, and that's the life he decided to walk. And you could tell, in my opinion, Ray J is fighting himself. And he said a lot in that video, and you could tell it's heavily edited because there's certain things in there Jamal Bryant doesn't want to embarrass his children about, because Kim, girl, you are in danger. Because when Ray J really feel like waking it up about you and that family, everything you love is going to crumble. Because he said my daughter couldn't get into the school she wanted to, and that hurt. That sent him on this spiral, because now he said, he kept saying it. He said, I'm living through the consequences of my actions from back then. He said back then it didn't matter. Now his daughter
Mhm.
can't get into a school. And people don't realize that, where your children go to school at matters. Princess Love is actually really smart. People see people a certain way on TV and think she's really smart, highly intelligent. She helped Floyd Mayweather transition his money team, that whole thing. So
Mhm.
it matters. Who you are around matters, especially when you're affluent. And he's tied to a lot of billionaires, just like Kim is tied to a lot of billionaires. And he's probably paid to be silent. I paid attention to what he said in Club Shay Shay about the apartment building that he sold back to Donald Sterling because of the antics he did to the to the not Golden State, but the California team.
Oh,
So I was
Lakers.
like, yeah, the Warriors. It was the Warriors?
No, it was the Lakers.
The Lakers.
Donald
So
Sterling, yeah.
I'm like, look, he's talking without talking. You just gotta pick up the pieces. I do feel like he was sober. I feel like he was high in Club Shay Shay, sober with Pastor Bryant, and that's why he was so mad. And that's why he was I'm so against this interview. And shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant's team. They edited out a lot. You could really tell he was pouring his heart out, because I was like, how did we get to the part where he wanted to sleep on the roof, and if he falls off the roof, he falls off? Wait, how did we get here? And I said, oh, they edited it down to the millisecond, like.
See, I feel bad because I don't think that whole unaliving himself, that thing, I don't feel like that's real. I feel like everything that Ray J tells us is bullshit. Like, but I'm happy, like, Couture, I'm not saying discrediting your feelings. I wanted to be clear. But I just think it's all bullshit. Like, I don't believe anything. Like, I feel like Ray J is, I don't want to say he's not a good person. I just feel like
He's not a good
everything that
person,
he
but not
says
with, but
is,
he copes with sex and drugs, and I think he,
yeah,
I
he
think
was
he
on that
said that.
powder doing that interview. That's what I felt. His
In his
eyes were
recent
kind of
one,
big at certain points.
you think he went and did a little sniff in the bathroom in the
Yeah,
bath?
he's a coke whore.
Yeah, Ray
I've
J
never
is
done
an
it
addict
myself,
and a
but I
liar.
know coke whores.
Oh,
Oh,
Ray
go
J,
ahead, Nadi. I'm sorry.
Ray J is a liar. I mean, did y'all forget he was just gaslighting his kids? And yes,
Mm,
Princess
I
Princess is
forgot about
very
that for
smart.
a minute.
Princess is very smart. Remember, she had Melanie saying "I love you" at like 4 months old or something crazy, like because of how
Hmm.
much she read to her and stuff like that. No, she's a very intelligent woman who happened to attach herself to a nepo idiot. Okay, so Ray J is a
Hmm.
gaslighter, and he's a major distraction. I think he's a liar, especially what he did on the downfall of Diddy Part 3. Ray J was acting that whole time. Ain't nobody calling Ray J. Why would they? You've been out here running your mouth reckless. Reckless. He's been beefing with everybody. Lemmy from Zeus. Just listen. He tried to call her, in which I believe was a setup. He tried to call her out Jag liar because I believe his bosses was like, yo, reel that itch in to shut her up, just like he did Wendy allegedly and Whitney allegedly. Let me tell you something. Ray J is in a battle within himself of good versus evil because he has done so much dirt himself. And I think he a scared little boy running because his own
Mm.
stuff may come out of all it is. Okay. And so I feel like he trying to ride the coattail of this Diddy situation to cover up what really is sinister that he has been involved with. He was not an upstanding husband to Princess. He cheated on her all the time. All the time. And that's what, like, on the downfall of Diddy, when he's talking about, I don't like having group SCX. I don't like having SCX in front of my friends. I call bull swinky. Ray J is full of it. Even his own sister is tired of his shenanigans. Remember, he tried to put Monica and Brandy together, and Monica had to get him together.
Mm. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you know, I said he's a stunt queen. He pulls a lot of stunts and wants to gain attention at any cost. He doesn't care. Like, it's almost like, I don't know if Sonia, you know, his mom, was ever his manager, but I'm like, who is Ray J's team? Like, who is his manager? Like, is somebody there to like reel him in? And Couture, I want to apologize because Donald Sterling, he owns the Clippers. I had to look it up. I was like, oh, it's the Clippers, not the Lakers. I'm sorry,
I knew it
but
was
I
one of
knew it
them
was
California
L.A.
teams.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you because you had mentioned also about and I didn't catch this part. Like, he doesn't speak to Brandy anymore.
Well, Randy doesn't talk to him. He said his relationship is really stained, and I think it stemmed from that. Not the incident with Princess left. There was an incident before. It was like way before, where remember when he crashed out on the internet about Kim, and he could have really told his truth. I don't know if Kim was like, "Please don't," or she sent him a check or something. Brandy was done with him then because he what. That's when people were like, you could just see he was crashing out. He was mad his kid couldn't get into the school. And he was like, he said, "You are saying things on this TV show and they believe you." Because remember, she said
Mm.
she was so under the influence. She don't know where he was putting it. He said, "Bitch, are you crazy?"
Yeah.
And so I respect that. And I think Brandy was just done because when they could have really aired them out, he was under an NDA, under a contract. If you remember, and he read that NDA and contract, he put it out there for us to have it. He said, "Look at it." And then
Hmm.
that's when people were like, mm. And then that whole
And we
moment with
found out
Kanye
Chris
West.
Jenner was a part of it. She set it all
Hmm.
up.
Yeah, but Ray J, he kind of like, he down until he not. Like, he gives me a lot of buyer's remorse. Like,
Yeah.
he'll be down with it, and then later on regret it, and now he exposing everybody. Like, it's not like you don't get to be down with all the evil, profit off the evil, and then now all of a sudden God saved you. Like,
Do
no,
we think that he really wants to go to church?
I, I
no.
I I think he just wants to tell somebody the real truth that's not going to air him out. Um, I don't think Pastor Jamal Bryant is going to air him out. He don't give me messy. A lot of people have told him things, confessed to him some things. I know that because I'm in the Kojic world. When I was raised in the
Mm.
Kojic world, um, and he's never aired that out. He could easily be the Don Dada of the church. You know what I'm saying? And he's never done that. He's never woke it up. He don't even engage in it, right? And I think that's what pisses off a lot of the Larry Reeds of the world because
Mm.
people are so trusting of him because he's the key. Some people just are supposed to be the keepers of secrets. That is your blessing to society. Keep the secrets, but tell people behind the scenes. Like the people who told us about Bill Cosby before it was a thing, all them agents knew. They said, "Look, if you
Yeah.
go up to the hotel room,
It's always somebody on the inside that knows what's going on, and then they don't tell the truth unless they can make a profit off of it, or they tell it too late when it's already been
yeah."
going on for years and years, you
And you
know?
see, none of them publicists was on the stand when the women was testifying because you know what they said? They were like, "Look, my name's Bennett. I ain't in it. I told you not to go up there. Ain't no meetings
Hmm.
with him." And one of the actresses said it. She was like, "No, you don't go upstairs by yourself. You got to bring your agent." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, but just to give you a good example of how Ray J behaves, because one day he's gangster, he's BLOOD or whatever. I bring you to him and Fabulous when they was beefing, and he called up Power 105.1 and
Yeah. The
Oh,
threatened
Breakfast
to
Club.
get the how can I say it, the booty bandits to grape. You know what I mean? So what side of the fence are you on? Are you gangster? That's why I don't believe nothing Ray J says. Okay, it's all a act. Just like that fight last night with Mike Tyson. It's all
oh,
an act. Some people will do anything for a check, and Ray J is
yeah.
one of those guys. He's one of those.
Money is power.
Well, that's what he kept saying over and over throughout the interview. Like, what is the number you just say no? He said, 4 million don't get me moved, but 100 million do. So he said, do I turn it down? He said, do I? He said, what? I mean, this is a man who knows his fate. He knows he's going to be old and alone, so he has money set aside so that somebody can take care of him. He's very aware, like, because
Yeah.
most of these men don't even know that. And I said, dang, he got a fund. I
Yeah, a
thought he over
nurse
there like,
fund. I
hello,
never heard of
Mr.
that
Nursewood.
before. And you know what's interesting is that I think why I I don't want to say I look down on Ray J, but I look at him and be like, oh, he full of it. Is it's the talking in riddles for me, and a lot of the talking in riddles and not saying what it is. I think being a YouTuber has made me this way. The whole talking in riddles thing, because I didn't mind people talking in riddles. Like it's not the first time like in my life. Like at jobs, people talking riddles. But it's like when it came to the internet thing, everybody talking in riddles. Because a perfect example of that is, I was about to say Quincy. I'm sorry. I'll be sure. I'll be sure talks in so many riddles, and I'm all like, yo, like say what it is. I don't want you playing no games about,
He's
oh
talking.
yeah, it's a
I'll be
clue over
sure
here.
talks in riddles because he don't want to be put on blast. But those that know the truth know you ain't never been no loving, endearing father fighting for the love of your son. I'll be sure didn't take care of none, not near child. He helped fertilize into these women. He didn't give a damn. He had two babies at the same time. Quincy is the baby of the boys. And he didn't take care of none of them. I'm so sick and tired of y'all allowing Albie Short to rebrand himself as a loving, sick father. No, he's looking for clout. And for the record, Kim's friend said he was just as possessive as Diddy. So that told me everything I need to know.
Mm.
I just think Ray J's done so much dirt. He know eventually he gonna have to pay the piper. They say you do all those dirty deeds. Eventually, you're gonna have to come and answer for your own. That's why he have a nursing fund, child. Like
Yeah.
Ray J done had his hands in it. And not when you say you actively run with a gang. Like I know you seen some stuff. Forget Hollywood. I mean, you gotta participate.
This is a man who likes older women, enjoys it. He loves the company of an older woman. I'm like weird, but the boys love granny puss. Look at Usher.
Granny. Well, on that note, it has been a great show. Shout out to all the granny pusses out there. But no, really, I want to say thank you, Couture Bay. Thank you for coming on. I always appreciate your opinion. This show was a good show, and shout out to Nadi for being so passionate and everything else. Y'all really brought the fire in the show, and I appreciate both of y'all. But again, you guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, subscribe to Naughty Love Movement. Subscribe to Couture Bay. You guys see the names down there. Make sure you guys also follow them as well too. Before I give the out, let me go ahead and let y'all both say bye to the people because Couture Bay going out tonight. She got a hot date or something like that.
I don't have a hot date. We just like to be outside because we young, wild, and free. Y'all have a good time.
Right.
Protect yourself. Love you.
Yes. Thank you, Couture Bay, for coming as always. I appreciate you. And then Naughty, go ahead and tell the people deuces.
Yo, peace out. Live, love, laugh. I'm stepping out tonight, Bree. I'll call you tomorrow, girl, when I get up, okay? Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up this video. Thank y'all.
I'm jealous because I'm going to the store. I'm not really like going out. I'm just going to the store right now. But shit, I'm gonna find me something to do. Damn it.
My phone been ringing
Yes.
ever since I've been on this live. Like,
All right, ladies. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all. Talk to y'all later. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of y'all for enjoying the show. Like I said, I didn't do it last week because last week it was kind of like, nah. But I wanted to bring it back again this week. I love having different people on the show and giving opinions. So, of course, Naughty and Couture Bay are always going to be in the rotation. But I also want to bring some new people because I know y'all want some different perspectives and stuff like that, which is good. So, definitely, I'll be back next weekend or maybe later on in the week. I don't know if we're going to do it every Saturday because, again, a lot of people have plans on Saturday. So we might change it to Friday or a Thursday or a Sunday, maybe. You never know. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. I appreciate y'all. Also, shout out to Juice for becoming a member. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. And shout out to everybody. Be safe. Enjoy your Saturday. Talk to y'all later. Deuces, everybody. We out.